welcome back to the show. We got some giant news today.
Some exciting news.
Yeah, Marvel Legends announced their Haslab, and man, it's definitely big. And honestly, like a lot of people called it, right? I don't know if the toy community.
Even I called it. Everybody said it.
We called it
because it's like, what else would you do? It's hard to think.
Well, and especially like once they started releasing the Avengers, 50 years of Avengers and all the figures that they were releasing, Hulk, Hawkeye, Thor, Ant-Man was nowhere, right? And so I wonder why. Black Widow update. But here is the reason why they are doing a giant man Haslab. And he's gonna be big boy. Of course, it is gonna be the classic look from Ant-Man from the Avengers. And the price point is gonna be $200. Let's go ahead and jump right into this Haslab. Here is just a quick side comparison from the stream of Giant Man with all the updated Avengers. Looks like the 40th anniversary Hulk back there. Thor, Black Widow, Captain America, Hawkeye. And yeah, I mean, big boy, right? Big size.
Yeah, it's like, I think it is 24 inches, right? 2 feet tall.
24 inches, yeah, a full 2 feet there. And take a look at that little Ant-Man head back there in the left. That's right there. We'll get to that a little bit later here. But let's talk about this figure here. Yeah, 24 inches tall, 2 feet tall. Just big old figure. Here's just another size comparison with Captain America at 6 inches, 2 full feet of action figure there. This action figure, this Ant-Man will come with also swappable plates, which I think is cool. I mean, that's like base, right? That's not a tier unlock. He's going to come with a normal face, a grimacing face, and a smiling face because Hank Pym is, a little bit of a jokester. And so cool to get that. And it is interesting that they're doing it like a full face. So you would have to insert the faceplate underneath the mask, and which gets me kind of like, what type of material is going to be that?
Soft rubber.
Hopefully not too soft, right? Like I don't want to potentially rip it if I'm taking head plates off. But
that could be a point of concern. Like if you switch it too many times, it could wear out.
Yeah. Or stretch out where it doesn't lay right. I don't know, but just something to look there. Again, just that cool smiling face, and they did a really great job. It looks very lifelike, very organic. Skin tones. I don't know.
Now, these are digital renders, so it could come out a little different, but yeah, for the digital render, it looks good.
Yeah, it does look good. Hopefully that's what it comes out as. But here's just a little quick profile of him that look there.
And I think just the thing to note there, go back to the side headshot, is the texture on the suit that we're getting.
Yeah.
So it's gonna feel real nice. Like you can see that leather texture on the strap, and then just like all the intricate thread dot lines, even the seams on the side of the neck, right? There's a lot of detail. It's not just
stitching.
It's not just like your average 6-inch smooth Marvel Legend body.
Right, that's true. Yeah, you can actually feel the suit, the wrinkling around it. But there he is, nice and big. There's that back shot here with an open hand, looking great. Yeah, this is probably the pose that I'm gonna have him in most of the time, right?
That's a sick one, yeah.
Yeah, just up here, just about to smash. Here he is going in fight, looking great. Here's just a close-up of that strap, because like you said, it has that leathering texturing. It looks really great. And also, like, just look at that suit body too. These are some things that some Marvel Legends do have. It's just that at that scale you don't really notice them.
Well, it's usually the MCU stuff that gets it right.
Correct. Yeah. So looks amazing, man.
It makes you kind of wonder, like, maybe they should add a little bit or implement more of textures into the comic figures. It would be kind of nice.
I agree. And where do you draw that line? Are they interpreting comic figures into real life, or are you trying to stay true to the comic, which they are drawn, of course?
Well, the thing is, though, this, like you said, is a classic costume, so there has to be interpretation for this. And I welcome that interpretation because it adds more details to the figure. Because this is from like a comic panel, right? It's just
right. This is comic book. Yeah. This is not any film.
So no, it makes you think like there is room for that. There's room for that detail for the 6-inch line, comic 6-inch line.
It should be allowed. And we as collectors should not get upset about that. But just to look at that articulation here, he comes with that ball upper
the double baby,
rib and that ab crunch, right? That's that Spider-Man. That's that beautiful
Daredevil.
Yeah, that Spider-Man Daredevil articulation, which just gives you so much range, and that rotation is so beautiful. It's by far, I think, the best articulation that Hasbro has ever done, and I'm so happy to see it here in this figure.
Yeah, you can get that guy in a freaking backbend. They didn't show about. You could go into a backbend with that.
Yeah, for sure. But here's a little closer look at his hands, and these look amazing. One thing I'm really excited about is that third thumb joint.
Insane.
That in and out is gonna be so much fun to play.
Insane.
Yeah, go for it.
This is just the highlight of the figure for me. And it also shows like a progression of ingenuity and a progression of just more creativity, because if you think back to like the Galactus and Sentinel, they also did have articulated fingers, and I love those things, but they did not have that third thumb joint that you mentioned.
Right.
So this is going to be insane, those hands.
Yeah, man, it's going to be so sick. And again, just to get it, I mean, look at this. Get it in
crazy.
A snap almost. It's going to be so
crazy.
But yeah, because your thumb has a third joint. It's just buried in your palm, and so to pull it off, it's going to be
phenomenal.
Sick,
because with the Galactus and Sentinel, we would get excited because we could do a thumbs up or the Spider-Man flip, or we could do the burr finger, right?
Right.
But with this one, you could do all that plus everything you can think of, I think.
And just very natural posing, right? You can get a very natural pose to it. Yeah, man, it's gonna be sick. That snap, for that snap to happen, it can only happen with that third joint, right? So that's definitely why they added this picture onto here. But look at the stitching as well on that glove, the gauntlet. It's so
amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
Looks great. All right, and here's his boots. He will be coming with toe articulation as well. Just at that size, why not, right?
Yeah, which is good. That's a huge positive, because like you said, the scale.
Yeah, you want that for sure. You want all those points of articulation. But yeah, fully hopefully that boot is fully texturized underneath, right? This should be a full boot underneath.
That'd be nice.
Looks cool there. There's just that relaxed pose as well. 29 points of articulation in each hand. I can't remember what Sentinel had, but of course
it's close to that.
It's going to be fewer. It's going to be a lot fewer, right? Due to this new updated tooling that they did on the hands there. All right, let's talk about the pre-order, or the pre-order basically. Yeah, the Haslab campaign is running it from September 8th all the way through October 23rd. They just need 10,000 backers at that $200 price point.
And then remember, guys, you're only charged
if it fully funds
on October 23rd, if it fully funds. So if you like this, get it in now. That way more people go in and we can get all the tiers unlocked.
Yeah,
it's just better that way. And then if it doesn't fund, it doesn't fund. You don't get charged. No worries.
You're not out anything. Let's get a little quick size comparison here. Here's with the Giant Man, with the previous release Giant Man. This is something that Dwight posted, just showing off.
And that is the pre-Hasbro days. That is actually the Toy Biz Giant Man. So this is way old thing.
In the middle there. All right, and let's talk about this one.
And then here, okay. So this is from 2015 SDC exclusive box set. It was like the one you mentioned, that little Ant-Man box in the background. And they kind of showed the 3 previous releases. So technically though, if you guys remember, there was a Hasbro Marvel Legends 3 3/4 inch line. So this was the SDC exclusive for the 3 3/4 inch line, because it's the 3 3/4 tank pin, and then it's Goliath as a 6-inch scale figure, but Goliath is technically bigger, right? And then the Giant Man.
Interesting.
So it's a 3-inch, but the Giant Man worked, right? The Giant Man was 12 inches tall. I have it. It's it's a foot tall, so it's half of this one, of course, right?
This new one,
Yeah, but in 2015, this retailed, and it was an SDC exclusive for only $65. But of course, inflation, 65. Right?
Okay.
Of course, inflation, right? That kind of does a lot because it's 2015, right? But
so if this is 12 inches at 65, maybe we push it up to 70 due to inflation. Double that figure.
No, maybe more for honestly inflation.
Like $100?
Because think about it, 20 Legends in 2015 were $20. Now they're 25, 28, right? We'll say 25. 25 is standard price. So that's a 25% increase. So 25% of 65, it's got to be like around $18, $19 extra.
So we're talking $78, $80.
Around $80, a little bit over $80. Yeah.
So double that for double the figure, $160. Is that what you think the new Giant Man should be worth? Or do you like that 200 price?
No, you know, that $200 price point, I think it's right, honestly. To be honest, like, usually I'm the one that's always like, it should be lower, it should be lower.
You are, yeah.
After I saw all the detail on it, and just Hasbro, I don't know, I love when people push limits and it's not just like the same thing you get. Like, this is not just a scaled up 6-inch figure. It has more articulation in the hands, crazy detail. And let's say it was $160 like that one, but that figure kind of sucks, right? Like, look at those the thigh joints.
The ball joints.
So I do think it's a fair price, but this is where we lose some faith here. Let's go to the next slides.
All right, let's keep going here. It's just they're out displaying it currently right now, so conventions, so people can see it in person. But for the first tier, the tier 1 unlocked is the Marvel Zombies faceplate. So just a faceplate at 12,000 backers. So just an additional 2,000. Here's a closer look at it. Let's just look at that faceplate. I think it looks great. It is a digital render, but it also comes with the decaying antenna as well, which a cool little feature there that you adds just a little more depth to that figure.
It has like some brown paint and some sculptural scratches and dents. It's nice.
Right, yeah, but great for the Marvel Zombies. I know people love their Marvel Zombies. They're out there. And the second tier, tier 2, will be the Scroll alternate head at 14,000 backers. And let's take a look at that head sculpt real quick. Get just that traditional skull, big ears. Now, this is a full head, right? These are
for the ears.
Yeah, this is a faceplate. This is a faceplate. You got a full head and a faceplate. That'll be the difference there on these. But that's it. Those are the only tiers that we are getting. It is just the tier 1 faceplate and a tier 2 head. Now, the distance from the base goal is only an additional 4,000. So it's not a really big jump. And maybe it is because what they're offering isn't that altering to the figure, or maybe not as like companionary to the figure.
Yeah, and this is where I'm going to change notes, because like now that $200 price point, like I said, now I think it should be lower, because it sucks. These tiers suck. Like, these are absolute garbage, because think about it. Just make the tiers higher and give us better things, because if you look at previous Haslabs that have been successful, they go well beyond their 17, 18, whatever their highest goal was for their tiers, their 3 or 4 tiers. It goes up into the 2025. If you look at any of the vintage collection or even Galactus and Sentinel, it went thousands above of what the final tier goal was. So for them to do this, yes, I agree with you. It is a lower point than what previously. We're going to hit the 14, no doubt. One, because they did what we said. It's $200.
They lowered the price.
That's such a great price point.
Yeah.
Because it's like, people can afford that.
Yeah.
You can plan for that.
More people can afford that, which means more backers can back it.
Exactly. So it's going to hit 14,000 easy. And if you think about the Dragonfly, the G.I. Joe Dragonfly, what was that one? 175?
Yeah.
That's what this should have been.
Yeah.
And think about that. The Dragonfly had what for tiers?
Sheesh. Figures. 3 figures.
Okay, how dumb are they that... Okay, listen. Tier 1 should have been just a scaled down 6-inch version of this figure. That's simple. It's a no-brainer. Like, literally, it's a slap in the face. That's not tier 1. Tier 2, another no-brainer. A classic Wasp. You have to have that.
Oh, shit.
Right?
You're right.
Like, those 2 tiers are not even like... those are not even thoughts. Those are just givens. A powered Ant-Man and a Wasp. And then, you know what you do? Make these 2 tiers the stretches. Oh no, you can do the 4. You can do the 4 or 3.
Okay, go 4.
Yeah, and then maybe make your goal 17 or 18,000, so that way you're selling more units, you're making more money, and we'll hit it. Because it's $200.
You're right though, because like those figures are not in the anniversary waves that they're releasing in the white boxes, right?
Well, you know what they are going to do? They're going to do the Sabine and Chopper vintage collection route, where they are going to release them separately. But I'm just saying they should have been tiers. They will release them, but they should have been tiers.
I agree. Like that, especially the Wasps, that's like a perfect pairing.
It's a no-brainer.
Especially to have her like flying around him while he's big.
On the shoulder?
Yeah, dude.
On the shoulder?
Yeah. That's definitely a miss. I didn't even think of that. That's a missed opportunity. And it could be that they're just playing it safe, right?
But then again, like, this is what I think it's just hard to excuse them when you have the G.I. Joe team just doing everything that right by us. Like for them to even do not even the 200, they say, you know what? No, this is worth 175, but still give us those like what 3 figures. So technically the chopper is only $100, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like this figure is still 200. So to be honest, if I had $200, I would get the chopper. Even though I like Marvel Legends better as like a property, I would get the chopper.
Right. It's more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
A lot more, especially where this is just coming with faceplates. Yeah, 200 is, lower price, but to not do figures like you're saying, yeah, that's interesting, man. That is interesting.
It sucks.
It's tough.
Especially because
I think they want to win.
The Galactus and Sentinel both came with figures, so it's like that's what we're supposed to. That's what we're accustomed to. We're accustomed to that.
Yeah, like why do the faceplates? Again, I think it's probably some type. I don't want to be like chill or whatever, but like it's just some type of decisions that are being made, right? If they did act figures, I bet this would have been like a $300 Haslab, and they were just like, we can't do that based off of Robbie Reyes. Like the data shows that we can't do that, and so they just said, okay, what can we do for 200 now during this time? And so they're like, well, we could do these faceplates, and they're like, okay, let's just do that, right? That's what I really think. That's how the decisions are getting made. Looking at Robbie Reyes, the price was too high. They want to keep it at a price point instead of how can we fulfill, like how can we make a good set of figures too, or a good,
good Haslab. Even if it was like 225 with those 2 figures, and then you raise the thing, like the $25 is you make it up by doing 18,000 gold, right?
Right. You make
that's what they should have done, because they should think that $200 price point, it allows a wider pool of people to purchase the figure.
Yeah. Which means you'll hit higher goals, right? Hit higher backers.
Another thing with it is if you look at the community, what they've done previously with previous Haslabs, a lot of collectors would buy the Haslab and then maybe recoup some of their money by selling off the exclusive figures on eBay within that Haslab, so that their Haslab would go down. So if they bought a Sentinel but they didn't really care for the exclusive figures, their Sentinel price would lower substantially. Not only could they would sell those for $25, they would sell them for 50, 60 plus, because they were exclusives. They had to spend $300, $400 for. And so I saw some people selling those figures and they would sell for like 60, 70 sometimes. And so their Haslab price went way down, right? So and with this, you think people are going to be buying faceplates? No, because they're useless if you don't have the Giant Man figure.
I mean, someone wanted to buy your faceplate.
No, they wanted to buy the alt Dr. Doom head. I still need to sell that. You're right. But, okay, you can sell a skull head. You can sell a skull head.
The scroll head could potentially be resold, but yeah, I agree with you. The potential of recouping some of that money, lowering the cost of a Haslab, is gone. Right? Those faceplates would only work for someone who has bought it, and if they have bought it, then they already have the faceplate.
Exactly. Yeah. It's bad.
So it is interesting. Haslabs are always.
They truly are, and it's
choices
always
and how things.
And
work.
It's always cool how to see the community reacts, because there's a lot of community that's just excited because it's like maybe this is the first time that they can afford a Marvel Legends Haslab, because Galactus and Sentinel were really expensive, $400, $500, right in that range. And so for a lot of collectors, this is their first time that they can get a Legends Haslab.
Yeah.
And so they might not even care that the tiers are not, because they're just excited.
Right.
Whereas people who are like, people who have gotten maybe the other ones are like, I'm still going to get it, but there should have been this and that.
Right. You can have complaints and still get it. Like that's not that doesn't invalidate your argument.
Yeah, I'm still getting it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and round up the numbers here though, real quick for Giant Man. Again, $200 for that Giant Man as of what today? What is today? The 9th? The 10th? The 9th. So it's been alive for a day and 3,896. It's probably gone up by now, right? Like you said, they're going to hit that goal.
That's what I'm saying. They're so dumb. Like, I really do think what you described of them just being nervous of the previous failure, I actually do think that that's what they were thinking. You're right. Like, that's spot on. But to be honest, they should not think that way because of the price. The price is going to carry it. It's going to carry it. I wouldn't I'm guessing this is going to hit 18,000, 20,000 backers. That's my guess. I would guess
I think they'll hit that prior to, like, I'm not even talking final stretch where it's like the last day and everyone surges. I'm talking they hit that prior, well before that day.
You know what? You're right, because Vintage Collection Ghosts hit like 24K?
Correct. Yeah.
And that's $500. So there's 24,000 people that are willing to spend $500. You're telling me there's not 20,000 people willing to spend $200 at like Marvel Legends?
Yeah.
There is.
Which is like their most popular line, right? Outside.
Yeah,
like,
no.
That and Black Series, right? Yeah.
The worst part about it is they're going to make that much money, but there's only 2 tiers. What the? Yeah. How does the Firefly that is at a lower price point have 3 tiers? Make that make sense.
We can get into like licensing rights and licensing fees, but
it could be. I did see a comment people were talking about.
What?
People were saying, and I don't know if this is true, but they were saying that because the Robbie Reyes failed and there was so much money and investment lost on that we're getting punished on this one. I don't know if that's true, but it could make sense, right? Because they did lose money, like a lot of money.
A lot of time.
Like a lot of man hours. People,
designing.
Salaries being paid.
Yes. Rendering.
Like, why do we think? Like, why do we think Black Series is not getting another Haslab and Vintage Collection is well on its way to getting its start?
Right, because they hit their goals.
And in Black Series, so like they're not going to take the risk. Whereas like Marvel Legends, maybe because they had to be successful and one failed, they're like, okay, we're going to give you guys another one, but it has to be safe.
It has to work, and that's what I mean. Like, that's what I'm thinking. They're nervous, and so I think they work backwards. Instead of being like, how can we make this a good Haslab? They said, this is our price point, no matter what.
And it has to hit 10K no matter what.
It has to hit this.
Whereas like, instead of like, I hear like other teams were saying like, how can we hit 20K?
Right.
How can we hit 20K?
Right. Yeah. They're like, we need a guarantee 10 at this price point. What can we do for that money?
Exactly.
So, and that does hurt us as collectors a little bit.
The Robbie Reyes, man, the greed on that one hurt us.
The potential repercussions of all that, we're feeling it now. So it is what it is. But let's end our show on a positive note here. Marvel Legends Haslab Giant Man, $200. I'm backing this.
You're backing your first Haslab?
My first Haslab, just like you said. All those other ones outside my price point. But to get a
what
giant
about that Firefly? You should have got that Firefly, bro. 175. 175.
But I'm just not a big Joe collector. So
it's true. It
wasn't up my alley, and I wouldn't have enough team. I love helicopters as a person, but if it was a Blackhawk, money down. But it was an Apache, but that's fine. But yeah, $200. I don't know. Again, vote with your money. Again, it's not even your money yet, right? It's just you're literally just voting.
Who knows? Something positive too is they might add a 3rd tier. Like, let's say we hit 14. That's true. They might come, because that's sometimes happens where, like, if we hit 14 and we're at 16, they're like, all right, at 18, you guys can get a Wasp figure. Let's go. Give us that. Come on, please.
I mean, what if they do that, though? What if how fast they get to backers? No, I think they have. Well, I bet they got renders. For sure, they got renders. What I'm saying is, like, Hasbro, like the corporation, sees how quickly it hit their goals. So then the Hasbro
like, we need more motivation.
The Marvel Legends team will come back. Hey, can we add a 3rd tier, and can it be this figure? And Hasbro's like, yeah, you got our approval because you've already hit it. You've already hit our quota. You're just trying to make us more money. Sure, why not? Right?
Yeah, and they got to fudge numbers where there's like 18 or 19,000, whatever, for them to make their money, right?
Exactly.
But honestly, though, it should have a 3rd tier. It has to. And
maybe there's a secret tier. I always say there's secret tiers.
It's got to be. There's got to be a secret tier.
Hopefully that's the case. And that would be so sick. That would be a smart move if they added a Wasp figure as that secret tier. We'll see if that actually
the hype on that, you would get so many people coming.
Oh man, Janet Man dying.
It's like $25 figure. Then it's like, now the Giant Man's only $175. That's worth it. That's worth
there
it.
You go.
That's worth it.
There's that Firefly price point.
Yeah, there it is. And now with this Marvel Legends Haslab Giant Man, we've gotten Galactus, Sentinel, Giant Man. What do you think, John, could be like the next Marvel Legends Haslab from here? It's hard to think about now. Like, there's not an obvious one like Giant Man was. Like, everybody was saying Giant Man, that was obvious, but now it's obvious. Like, what else could we do?
What else could we do? What is the next Haslab? While I'm thinking about this, comment down below, friends, what you think, or what you maybe want the next Marvel Legends Haslab to be.
Exactly.
And for me, as a huge X-Men fan, and I don't know if it'll ever happen. X-Jet, dude, give me a 112. I know this homie on Instagram. He 3D printed
it. I seen that.
Yeah, dude.
I seen that.
Just give me that. As an
X-Men was like fan, the black from the movie one, the movie one.
The SR-72, yeah, the Blackbird,
the Blackhawk or something like that, yeah.
Blackbird, yeah. So that's, as an X-Men fan, that's my bread and butter. I love X-Men.
1/12 scale, how much would that have to be though? Like, it had to be, because I think seeing the guy hunt it would be like 550, 600, maybe 500.
I'm talking, yeah, like we're talking money.
Ghost. We're talking ghosts. Ghost
we're
size.
talking upwards, up to 500, it would be a lot. And for tiers, I don't even know. I think just give me a next gen Marvel Legends. Give me a vehicle. Give me a vehicle. What vehicle? You mean Fantastic Four jet, whatever they drive around, maybe that. I don't know. Maybe start there, and then maybe give me my next jet. I say for the next Marvel Haslab, next jet.
I don't know if they'll do a vehicle though, because like with Robbie Reyes, and then how that flopped. Because and like we said, like you could print that. There's not much articulation and pieces in engineering going on there.
That's true. I totally forgot about Robbie. I try not to remember Robbie.
But then there's the other side where it's like, how come Vintage Collection can sell motionless ships for 500 plus and they make it?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Zelbar,
there is hope.
Razor Crest. Yeah. All right. What are you thinking? What's yours? What do you want the next Haslab to be?
Spider Buggy. That's real though, right?
350 Spider Buggy.
That's a real thing though. It's in the comics, right? It's in the Ultimate Comics.
I know Spider Buggy. But that's just going to be Robbie Reyes Part 2, man.
Well, to be honest, I asked you this question because I honestly don't know. Because for me personally, I want something that's articulated. I've always said that. I just think ships would be too big and have a problem for space. And I just don't think there's that much value there, which is why, even though I love Star Wars, I'm never going to get a Vintage Collection ship.
Right. So
yeah, it's just, so I'm wondering, like, where do they go from here? It'll be interesting to see.
If we're talking strictly figure wise, I don't see what other large figures they could do. They could do like a master mold, but like that's just an offshoot of Sentinel. If we're talking X-Men, and they could do some like MODOK machine, just like a big MODOK, created machine from not Hydra. What's the other one? The yellow guys. AIM. Some type of AIM robot or AIM lab.
My gosh. Okay. I like that idea though. Like a big AIM robot. Oh my gosh, that'd be sick, John. Almost like the mecha that Mezco made. Something like that.
Okay.
And have lights on it?
I'm thinking more of the intro from Earth's Mightiest Heroes. The cartoon?
Yeah.
Solve.
Yeah. We'll fight as well. Yeah.
That little like tentacle monster that they fight. I'm talking that big.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking big.
Yeah, no, but that could be cool. Like that one, the mecha for like an AIM soldier.
Yeah, that
to
would
have
be
like
cool
Hulk
too.
in the Avengers fight. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and then I agree.
Maybe like a Frost. This one might not sell very well, but you could do like a Frost Giant from Thor, because those are like 12, 18 inches. Yeah,
they'd be big.
But that one I think is too deep cut.
Yeah, it's too specific.
Too niche.
Right, yeah, too specific to one character. Whereas AIM, it's the Avengers, and you have lots of people finding them. What about any big Spider-Man figures? Villains?
You could do like an Ultimate Mecha Rhino, but that would only be like $100. It can't be.
Can't be, yeah.
Because I think 175 is the lowest I think it has left and go. Because beyond that, you can't even fit tiers like on it.
Yeah.
I think 200 is like the lowest it can go, really. But something that you mentioned that I thought about too is like you mentioned kind of, and I would be interested in this more so than vehicles, is like you mentioned more diode displays for your figures. You mentioned that previously.
Yeah, like
I wouldn't mind that. Like just like a ruined, destroyed cityscape with like you could put like there's like a crater that you can put your Hulk figure on. There's like some places.
I'd even take like a Avengers Tower, like interior, right, where you can display the Avengers.
Kind of like the DC Multiverse Wayne's Manor, like that, but just better than that, right?
Just like just lights, higher detail.
Oh, John, like that would be great.
Opening doors,
and it's like
floors.
It's popular because it's Avengers. Right, that would sell. An Avengers Tower headquarters. Oh yeah,
which Iron Man is heavily tied into. So then that brings all those people in.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right, friends. Well, thank you for tuning into our quick little roundup of the Marvel Legends Haslab Giant Man. As always, keep collecting, keep playing. May the action figure gods smile upon you. Peace.